Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're doing something a little unusual. We are going to reverse engineer the future of finance by actually looking backwards. We're unpacking a really fascinating academic blueprint for banking completely off the grid. It's based on a detailed paper by Michael R. Williams called Finance Without Wires, and it explores exactly how a population could theoretically construct a totally parallel physical financial system if they wanted to completely unplug from our modern digital infrastructure. So I want you to imagine a world where literally every single transaction you make is tracked, analyzed, and stored forever. Now ask yourself, how do you prove you are you without a digital ID? And what if you decided for whatever reason that you wanted to opt out of that digital system entirely? Could you actually survive financially? Well, that is the exact problem this research sets out to solve. Okay, here's our roadmap for today. 1. The rise of ABCD finance. 2. The off-grid alternative. 3. Rebuilding 10 bank functions. 4. History and tangible assets. And finally, 5. Surviving the 3 phases. Let's get right into it. Section 1. The rise of ABCD finance. To understand the cure, we first have to look at the catalyst, and that is a looming, unified, and highly programmable global financial architecture that's currently being designed and piloted. The paper categorizes this massive shift into 4 mutually reinforcing digital pillars. They call it the ABCD architecture. A is for AI, which handles algorithmic decisioning and credit scoring. B is for biometrics, basically the digital identity gateways you absolutely have to pass through just to access your money. C is for central bank digital currencies, a fully programmable money substrate. And D stands for digital surveillance, an integrated layer of absolute traceability. According to the research, these 4 pillars are unifying to form a single, inescapable control layer over global economic life. Moving to Section 2, the off-grid alternative. So what happens to the folks who just say no thanks to the ABCD architecture? The paper identifies a diverse group of people it calls the resistant remnant. For them, this digital matrix is full of extreme friction, which creates a really urgent need for a practical, operational way out. And that brings us to the core concept, the off-grid financial institution, or OGFI. Now, a crucial distinction here. An OGFI is not just cryptocurrency or some form of shadow banking. Actually, crypto is entirely on-chain, whereas an OGFI is completely off-grid. It's an entirely parallel, physical system built to do everything a bank does, but without relying on AI, without biometrics, without digital currencies, and without electronic surveillance. It is delightfully, unapologetically analog. Section 3, rebuilding 10 bank functions. This is where it gets incredibly practical. How do you actually pull this off? The author does something brilliant here. They take the 10 canonical functions of a modern bank and literally strip away all the wires to see how you'd rebuild them from scratch. Look at the drastic swaps we have to make here. We are trading sleek digital servers for heavy physical reality. Instead of a digital ledger storing your wealth, an OGFI relies on the physical custody of precious metals locked in a vault. Instead of tapping a card or an electronic wallet, your medium of exchange becomes localized paper notes and warehouse receipts. And instead of state-issued fiat money, your unit of account might actually be a specific weight of silver, or even something as localized as a measure of labor time. Now, lending is where this gets especially tricky. Think about it. How do you know who is trustworthy without AI credit scores or digital histories? The off-grid substitute relies entirely on deep human mediation. It requires physical collateral, personal guarantors who are literally putting their own skin in the game, and your standing community reputation. You get a loan because the community knows you, trusts you, and can verify your character face-to-face, not because some algorithm liked your late-night shopping habits. And when it comes to moving funds between institutions, forget it. That sleek, invisible, instantaneous digital network we use today is gone. It's replaced by the weighty, tangible reality of escorted transport. We're talking about periodically moving locked strongboxes filled with precious metals between physical vaults and relying on signed, wax-sealed paper drafts to clear accounts. It sounds medieval, but it works. Section 4, History and Tangible Assets. To anchor this completely wire-free system, an OGFI absolutely requires physical mass. You obviously can't back a paper note with ones and zeros, right? So it relies heavily on tangible asset classes. But as we see here, no single physical asset does everything perfectly. The designer of this kind of institution has to mix and match. Precious metals, they are a very strong store of value and unit of account, but they're pretty tough for aggregating tiny savings because of the physical limits of making really small coins. Productive land is brilliant for collateral, but obviously you can't chop off a piece of a farm to pay for a loaf of bread. Labor time is useless as a store of value, but incredible as a unit of account for mutual aid pools. The whole system survives by tightly weaving these physical assets together. And the beautiful thing is, this isn't sci-fi. Humanity banked exactly this way for centuries. If we map off-grid fidelity against functional scale, we see a clear downward slope. From medieval Italian banking houses to the 19th century US free banking era, all the way to West African Roscas, which are localized mutual aid clubs, and ancient Hawala transfer networks. The trade-off is perfectly clear. The further off the digital grid you go, the harder it is to achieve massive functional scale. But as the researcher points out in this quote, off-grid fidelity is a continuum. It's not a simple on or off switch. The goal for an institutional designer isn't to just be perfectly primitive for the sake of it. The real goal is to target an optimal zone, one that maximizes independence from the digital matrix while still providing genuinely useful financial services to everyday people in their community. All right, Section 5, Surviving the Three Phases. Let's look at how all this theory builds into reality by following the hypothetical journey of a founder tasked with building an OGFI from scratch right as the modern world goes fully digital. Here is the exact roadmap they'd have to navigate. Notice how the off-grid system has to evolve directly alongside the advancing rollout of the ABCD architecture. It is essentially a three-phase game of survival and adaptation. In phase 1, before the transition happens, our founder must quietly accumulate physical assets like silver, learn analog bookkeeping, and build local trust while the traditional digital system is still running. Phase 2 is deployment, and this is by far the most vulnerable stage. The ABC system is actively rolling out, and the founder has to start opening physical custody and issuing paper currency locally. Finally, phase 3 is operation. This means scaling up to full cross-community settlement with escorted strongboxes, even as the digital matrix totally solidifies around them. So, what's the big takeaway here? It's that you don't need a Wall Street skyscraper to start. Ultimately, this entire system can begin incredibly small. The research specifies a minimum viable institution, proving that complex financial sovereignty can be achieved with just one trusted founder, an audit committee of 2 community members, a small vault of silver, a specialized printing press, and a written charter. That's it. It scales entirely on human trust. As the ABCD architecture continues to consolidate across global finance, integrating AI, biometrics, CBDCs, and surveillance, it leaves us with one incredibly provocative question. If the wires go dark tomorrow, or if you simply choose to unplug yourself, is your community trusted and organized enough to become its own bank? Think about it. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep questioning the grid around you.